What's up, y'all? Sparta here. So, for this video, what I want to do is I want to just, vent a little bit about the state of tech YouTube because I feel like it's kind of getting to the point with me where things are getting a little bit too samey. The amount of content that's getting pushed out that's just literally people regurgitating the same stuff, saying that the same two companies rule supreme, and anyone that doesn't do the exact same stuff that those companies are doing or do something entirely brand new, it's getting to the point where I'm just like, I'm done. And I guess I'm going to state my reasons as to why I'm just overall done, and I'm just done with tech YouTube in general. Now, this doesn't mean that I am going to stop making videos. That's not what I'm saying here. But overall, I feel like there's something to be said about these bigger YouTubers that that regurgitate the same stuff and that don't that play double standard so much where they criticize one company for something, but when another company does that thing and like five other things that are much worse, they don't comment on that. So, or they say, "Oh, it doesn't matter because it's going to get fixed," or whatever the hell they decide to say. So, let's get into this, and it's very fitting using an LG phone as I guess the eye candy, the cracked, damaged eye candy, the damaged LG G7. Ain't that poetic, right? But yeah. Apple and Samsung are not putting out the interesting phones anymore, and I'm tired of I'm tired of these YouTubers that just do just do sexy B-roll shots, give you the bare minimum information that you can find on XDA developers, GSM Arena, whatever you want to say, and take a couple sample shots from the camera that aren't even that great, and then say that, oh, this phone good because it big company, and big company always good. Then they get a phone like the LG V60 and say this phone bad because LG bad. They don't put 120 hertz on the LG V60 where S20 the S20 Ultra has 120 hertz and quad HD display, so it's bad, even though they're doing entirely different things. They're doing they're doing entirely different things made for entirely different people, and they're striving for an entirely different goal. Both Apple and Samsung, they're not putting their strongest specs into the phones. Samsung puts out a lot of the best displays out there that they don't even use. Asus uses their best displays. Freaking other companies use their best cameras aside from like the S22 Ultra or the Note 22. Let's just call it what it is. It's just a freaking Note. It's not a S22 Ultra at all. It's a Note 22 Ultra, let's be honest. Unless you go with that, you're getting essentially Samsung's bare minimum. They just put an 8 Gen 1 in it and call it a day. Apple, what they do is that they put a 120 hertz screen on an iPhone, have every single app on the phone be programmed to just use 60 hertz. So your phone feels very goddamn slow, and then they call it a day. Therefore, when you get this $1,400 phone that has 120 hertz pro motion, but it feels shittier than the fucking $700, $800 iPad Pro you got that also has pro motion. And I can attest to this. I had a 13 Pro Max and I had an iPad Pro M1, and the the iPhone 13 Pro Max's screen felt like dirt. It really did. It felt like smudging dirt into the display. Whereas on the iPad Pro, it felt smooth. It felt really nice. And compared to my S21 Ultra that I had at the time, it was no contest with the iPhone. The iPhone just felt like shit. I'm gonna just say that right now. Saying that the iPhone had the better camera for low light when their low light processing, quite frankly, is ass, and they force you into night mode, and they have horrendous lens flaring issues. The lens dot issues are still prevalent. You can look at my videos where I compared the V60 to I think it was the 12 Pro Max, and the 13 Pro Max is no better. It's they use the same main sensor. It's just not good, man. And then you do the rack focusing, the software rack focusing on the 13 Pro Max. It's not great compared to the same thing that you get on the 1 Mark III here. It's just crazy to me how we've gone to this duopoly of Samsung and Apple. And the moment someone like Xiaomi comes in the fray and they don't have processing exactly like Samsung or Apple, but they're doing more interesting stuff in terms of camera tech, putting in a literally industry leading sensor into their phone, or what Sony is doing. You guys didn't want to praise Sony until the 1 Mark III came out. The 1 Mark II and the 5 Mark II, they're uninteresting. There's no auto mode, but when you go to the basic, I don't like being called basic. There's no typical point and shoot mode, and I take a picture of this brick wall, and it looks like a brick wall, and it's not reddish brown. It's brown as it is right here in real life. So there's no HDR processing. It's like, I'm really getting to, like, if you're gonna say you're a tech reviewer, but you don't know how to use a camera, no, but you don't know how to use a phone camera, and you say you want Sony's phones to utilize the same kind of boring, tapped it, like, just literally point and shoot, hit button to get picture auto mode like every other phone out there, rather than them leveraging their camera division, the alpha division, to put out something, to put software on their phones that give you a camera like experience, and their processing gives you a very camera like experience. I don't know what you guys want anymore. I really don't. You want phones to be different, but not too different because you want it to be like the iPhone. You want phones to do more, but the moment a phone does more, it doesn't matter because Apple isn't doing it. When you don't want phones to have headphone jacks with high quality DACs because Apple's not doing it. But it's totally fine now because they put it on a fucking laptop. Like, it's getting to the point with me where I don't know what these tech reviewers want. And it's why I just am not interested in their content anymore. I don't watch MKBHD anymore. I don't watch Austin Evans anymore. I barely watch Linus Tech Tips, and I don't really have a problem with this channel. It's just some of these channels I just fallen out with. Don't watch Pocket Now. I don't watch Michael Fisher. I don't watch a lot of these channels anymore because they've gotten stale. They really have. And it has nothing to do, I'm not saying the content is lazy, because clearly there's work being done, setting up shots and getting all this super expensive camera equipment. I'm not saying that there's not any work being put in to the videos. Obviously there is. But I just feel the commentary on the phones alone these days are just getting more and more basic. And you want to sell these $1,000 phones to people that really just need a $300 to $500 phone, even a $200 phone. And you mean to tell me you shouldn't be selling an Xperia 1 Mark IV or an Xperia Pro I to somebody that's looking at a Pixel 4a or to someone that's coming from a Pixel 4a? You shouldn't even be selling them a Pixel 6a because it's an entirely different experience. But we're not getting that. We're getting this stuff with, oh, the fingerprint sensor. Even though I'm using a phone that is not even up to date with the software because it's pre-release, I'm still gonna rag on the software because it's like where's like it's like the moment you guys killed LG, you wanted to find more. You want to find the next one, don't you? You want to find the next one. You want to find the next one to slap out of the market. And I get it, it's cute. But at least be genuine. That's all I'm saying. I'm like the temperature warning on my 1 Mark III is going a little bit, and I need to stop this. I shouldn't really be recording in 4K 120, but I didn't really feel like changing it. So it's whatever. That's all I gotta say with this. Let me know in the comments what you guys feel about this. This is Sparta. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Have a good one.